Welcome to NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA.
Hey, we're right here at Winter X Games 12 in Aspen, Colorado.
At Winter X Games 11, we focused on spin-offs or NASA benefits, but this year we're going to focus on
Support crew. You know, we have a lot of X Game athletes out here and we see them in the limelight on TV, but we want to know behind the scenes. What about the support team that actually helps them accomplish what they want to do?
Right, there are a lot of people that go into maintaining an event like the X Games.
And also, when astronauts go into space on a mission, I mean, they have a huge support team back here on Earth to help them accomplish their mission. And in fact, since you want to be a meteornaut and you want to go to the moon by the end of next decade, you need a support staff too. So this is sort of training for you as well.
I need a support staff, you're right.
I think we have one up on top of the mountain.
And that's Franklin.
Yeah.
In fact, we can go to Franklin right now and find out what he's doing. Hey, Franklin, are you there? Franklin?
Hey, Blair, this is Don. I'm up here at the site.
Hey, Franklin,
There's no sign of Franklin anywhere.
Franklin?
I did see some snowboard tracks headed down the hill. I hope he's all right.
No Franklin. There's no Franklin. Franklin's gone. He's down. Franklin's down.
Okay, I tell you what we'll do. Since we got to line up some interviews with athletes, you take the ski lift, find out where Franklin's at, and I'll go ahead and arrange Gina.
What am I going to do without Franklin? That's it. We got to find him.
Well, tell you what, either call Jackie or we're going to have to do something to get you to do the essay.
All right.
We'll go check him out. We'll come back. Hey, you're watching NASA Edge.
An inside and outside and hopefully a safe side of all things
This doesn't happen too often. We're sorry about this.
Franklin? Franklin. It's great having the height advantage here. I can sort of get a good view, but I've seen some downed trees, some injured woodland creatures, but no sign of Franklin. Of course, he may already be in a medical facility somewhere. We'll have to see if we can contact him up top. Boy, it's cold out here. I hope if he's down, that he's made contact with the rescue team. Otherwise, I'll have to go out there myself and do a little tauntaun situation from Empire Strikes Back, see what we can come up with. Hey Franklin, if you get this message, I hope you're okay.
I'm just looking for you out on the slopes, hoping to find you. We got a show to do, and I know you're looking forward to that, but most of all, I'm concerned about your safety. So give me a call back. See you. Bye.
Could be anywhere. Could be anywhere.
Hey, we're here with Chrissy Leskinen, the NASA Edge fan favorite. I just wanted to see if you could kind of explain to our viewers how important is your support crew?
Well, you know what? You couldn't be a professional athlete without a good support crew. Starting with your parents, they're the ones that get you there. They're the ones that take you to practice when you're young, and then it goes on to team managers and making sure you have the product, and especially I can imagine that an astronaut. I mean, there's only so much you can do flying that space shuttle. You need to. Someone's got to put that thing together.
Hey, we're here with Kier Dillon at Winter X12. Hey, Kier, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
How is it important to these athletes, such as yourself, to have a strong support crew at these events?
Oh man, I mean it's so important on all levels. Whether it's your girl and your family hanging out in the corral supporting you, or the tech guy that's tuning your boards and just making everything fast as possible so you can get the amplitude that you need.
It's huge, you know. It's an event where on TV the viewers see me and other athletes out there racing and competing, but they don't see what's behind the scenes, and that's a whole crew and a whole team of mechanics and you know, people that just make sure everything's ready for me, and then I can just get on and do my job. We've got about 5 mechanics that sit back in the trailer and just work all day long. It's not the actual, you know, time out there that is what's going to win or lose your race. It's how well you prepare in the time between races.
So Steve, hey, we have a great event going on this year with Winter X Games 12. How are you feeling for the competition?
I am feeling really good for the contest. I've been riding a little bit here and there and just having a lot of fun. Pipe is amazing.
Do you have people here helping out with your board, helping out with your equipment, getting it ready for you?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, being on the U.S. snowboard team, we got a wax tech, Stu Soares, and my coaches. You know, for the most part, my support crew is in the contest.
Hey, we're with Hannah Teeter, another NASA Edge favorite. So when you're up on top of that super pipe, what's going in your mind before you start a run?
Well, I turn up the music, so I can't really hear myself, and then I drop in. I get all excited, kind of. I get excited, and then I try to mellow out, and then I go.
So do you visualize that gold medal around you as you're going down the pipe?
Well, actually, I have a new motivation now.
Okay.
When I drop in, I donate all my prize money to my charity, and we sponsor a town in Kenya. So
Great.
That's like a new confidence for me. Is like dropping in, thinking about these kids who don't have anything. So.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's really cool.
Well, Hannah, good luck to you. We appreciate the time. Hey, go for it.
You learn as you go, kind of, and you get to figure out, you know, what the wrong thing feels like and what you need to do to adjust that, and then it's my job to relay that back to the team and the mechanics so they can make those adjustments and hopefully make it better. I'm 23 years old and I've basically been focused on what I do my entire life. So it takes a long time, and it takes many years to build up to an elite level at just like any sport. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of training and a lot of sacrifice.
Before you're ready for a competition, do you already have in the back of your mind what you plan on doing in terms of number of tricks or what kind of tricks you're going to do?
Yeah, you know, I generally practice 1 or 2 runs throughout the week that I'm here beforehand, and then, you know, sometimes I have to wing it, sometimes it goes as planned. You never know.
Now, you know, NASA's celebrating its 50th anniversary this year.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And so let me ask you something else. What do you think Winter X is going to be like 50 years from now?
Oh, I don't know. Is it going to be happening on Mars?
It's a good question.
I don't know.
Would you go?
Yeah. I've always wanted to go to outer space.
It's changing so much every year, and things develop and get bigger and bigger all the time. So I guess you never know. Maybe X Games will go to the moon.
Would you like to go?
Yeah, I'm up for it. I'll go. We might take a little bit different settings on the snowmobile to make it work up there, but I'm all about it.
All right, please pick up, Franklin. Please be all right. Pick up.
Hello?
Hey, Franklin, is that you?
Yeah, man, how you doing?
Well, are you alive?
I was coming down the mountain, and there was a fork in the trail. To the right went to a blue run, to the left went to a double black diamond with mobile with tree obstacles.
Oh, well, you tell me you didn't take the black diamond.
Broke my board and kind of got jacked up, so I'm laid up for a little while here in Aspen in the infirmary.
Hey, I'm a little bummed about this because you know, you're supposed to do the ESA, and now Chris is telling me I got to do the ESA, and you know I'm not really good at that. So, I mean, I got to rely on you, man. What can I do? I mean.
Well, since this is the 50th anniversary of NASA, I think I was actually going to come up with some questions about what have been some of the top technological advancements that NASA has put forth over the past 50 years.
Well, that's good. I got a lead. I mean, I don't mean to be short with you or anything. I'm just glad you're okay. But I'll do my best to pull up my end of the bargain and not make you look bad. But
I look bad on my own. I don't need any help help in that category. Where's the button for the nurse here? I need some help.
Well, hang in there, buddy. All right, well, I'll take care of the ESA, and you just get better quickly, okay?
Okay, will do.
All right, man, take it easy.
All right.
All right,
Nurse,
bye.
Nurse!
Welcome to NASA Edge. Just want to ask you a couple of questions about NASA. What is the most significant accomplishment NASA has achieved in the last 50 years?
The last 50 years? Going to the moon.
I say the rover on Mars.
I'd say definitely the man on the moon project.
Oh, 1969.
The closer international relations that have been established through the joint venture with so many other countries.
I believe there was something about putting some type of camera advanced system on Mars to see if there's some type of life form or to see if humans will be able to live there in the future. So I think that was nice.
That would be the rovers. That's good.
The
That's
rovers,
awesome.
yes.
Very good.
Oh, it's got to be the Tempur-Pedic mattress.
Wow.
Making it like a safer trip for all their astronauts to go out.
What would you like to see NASA accomplish in the next 50 years?
In the next 50 years? I don't know.
I'm personally really a fan of everything that NASA does.
I'd love to go to space, actually. You want to invite me?
I'd like to see him get a man on Mars, that next interplanetary step.
Well, I'm a little bit of a Trekkie from way back, and I'd like to see that.
Sorry, no teleporters.
I would like to see NASA be able to get oxygen. See how we can get oxygen on Mars. That would be nice.
Terraforming. That's pretty impressive.
I'm sure it's probably out of control, but maybe making it accessible for people to actually go up into space.
Oh, no, I like...
And you don't have to be a bajillionaire to do it.
The U.S. continues to, and the other countries, but the U.S. largely still drives international space travel. And a little bit of a soft spot for human beings, not just robotics, huh?
Maybe just putting a hotel in space, something with a spa.
I'm ready to go. Oh, you heard it here first on NASA Edge. That's great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm here with Mike Hogan, one of the many snowmobile drivers, the support staff here at X Games, and we're just going to ask him a couple of questions about what you do here to support the athletes and people competing here at X Games. I understand you're a snowmobile driver, so what does that entail for the X Games?
Well, during my work here for X Games, I pretty much drive the athletes and or cameramen up and down the hill.
Okay, so in the astronaut comparison, you're like the Hans and Franz, like the crawler and the astronaut carrier that takes those guys out to the launch pad.
Exactly, you can say that.
What kind of things do you do to prepare for, or what are the greatest stresses that you have in this kind of job?
It gets really difficult when it's probably really cold and snowing out. Is the hardest time to do this job efficiently. Try and stay warm, try and stay out of people's way. You have snowcats and other snowmobiles and other people trying to get up and down the hill as well.
Now, do you get to know the athletes pretty well in this process?
Sometimes. Sometimes they'll sit on your sled for a little bit while you have to wait to go up the hill. It might be clogged. You got other people, traffic going on. You have to wait. Sometimes they're a little talky, sometimes they're not.
Yeah, each mission there might be more focused or something like that.
Exactly. They might be in their zone. They don't want to talk to anybody, or they might be, really exuberant and want to share, what they're feeling.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Well, I really appreciate it. Hopefully, not only will the athletes do well, but you in the cold and in a tough environment will do well and deliver everybody safely this Winter X Games.
Blair, thank you very much. Thanks for spending time with me. Franklin, I hope you get better out there.
Everybody wants Franklin to get better. So.
By the way, tell Franklin we say hi and we hope he feels better.
Well, thank you, and tell Franklin we say hello.
Hope he feels better.
Hey, Franklin, I hope you get better. I want you back in that studio real soon, so heal up. Hope it's all good.
Tell Franklin I hope he feels better.
Tell Franklin I hope he feels better.
Please tell Franklin that we hope he's feeling better.
Hey, you learned a lot from Christy, Hannah, here in the gang.
Yes, and I also learned that Franklin's going to be okay, so that's a good thing.
Hey, let's go back to the studio where we can teach you behind the scenes look at NASA.
You don't need to teach me, but we're watching NASA Edge on the Edge.
At Winter X12.
I'm just knowledgeable.
We'll get you. Let's go.
Welcome back to NASA Edge.
You okay there, buddy? It's really good to have you back, Franklin. Though I'm a little concerned. You doing all right?
I'm doing the best I can, considering the circumstances.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't believe Neil gave you the wrong lift tickets.
He gave me the right lift tickets. I just took the wrong trail.
You went down Double Black Diamond?
Yeah, and I should have been on the blue.
It's good to see you back in the studio helping out in a support role.
Well, and also it's glad to have Robbie back. Robbie Kearns. Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
we did such a great job on the first time we had you. We had to have you back. What's up with the hat and the scarf? It's 85 degrees in here.
It is 85 degrees
Look
in
at the
here.
lights and everything.
Yeah,
it's sweating.
Look, we're doing an X Games show, and I was afraid that if there wasn't some kind of representation, you'd lose traction. So I've sort of dressed thematically today.
Well, the focus of being at Winter X was looking at the support crew. We know that the athletes are on TV, they get all the limelight. Well, what about the people behind the scenes? And we kind of wanted to translate that to NASA, and we look at the astronauts who go up on shuttle and they're on station, and they're in the limelight. They're the ones that get all the glory. But what about the folks that work behind the scenes?
There's a tremendous amount of people that work behind the scenes to make things happen. And you can compare it sort of to the things that go on at the X Games. I mean, you see the athletes themselves or even the coaches, they're kind of the operations people. They're there making it happen. But everything that's involved with that, from the skis they use to the lifts that pick them up and the ramps that come down, all of that stuff is developed and designed by people behind the scenes. And it's the people behind the scenes that continue to develop the tools and technologies that they need to make things better and better every year. There's some things that Langley has done over the past several years to support the shuttle program Return to Flight project. And again, you can think of it as a really specialized vehicle that's kind of in an operations mode, but there are people behind the scenes that are helping to develop the tools and technologies to improve it and to keep it going.
Now, I understand you have a few pictures to show us to kind of give us some examples of how Langley has contributed to the shuttle.
Right, and so these are some of the things that we've done behind the scenes. Some of them are developmental, and some of them are kind of operational in nature. But these are things that you'd expect out of a research center, which Langley is, as opposed to an operations center, which Johnson Space Center and Kennedy Space Center. They're kind of operations. If you have an impact to that reinforced carbon, it's possible to have an impact on the outside surface and really not be able to detect it. The damage itself could be on the inside, where you can't see it with the naked eye. We actually developed an infrared camera that the astronauts can take out on an EVA and use to image the section of the RCC that they think may be damaged and evaluate it and determine whether there is damage inside or not.
So there could be a crack on the inside of that leading edge that you couldn't see visibly with the naked eye that you could use with that camera.
You could pick it up with that camera.
But probably a lot like Franklin, who, in suffering some bone trauma, if I'm not mistaken, probably couldn't see specifically what was going on the outside. You take an X-ray and you see it's like a Lego set that hadn't been put together on the inside.
Well, actually, I need like a GPS system so I can see that trail a little bit better. Probably some goggles with a heads-up display to see around corners. I don't know.
The last time we had you on the show, one of the orbiters had a hole on the bottom section.
Yes,
on
that's
one of the tiles. And that Langley took a lead role in examining that hole and making sure that it was safe for landing.
Right, and that's another piece of the chart over here. If you look to the right center, the aero heating tool development. Those are some analytical tools that Langley has developed that can actually go look at damage sites to the TPS and determine
thermal protection system.
Yeah, thank you. I was looking for some clarification.
And determine how that affects the heating when they come back into the atmosphere. Because anytime you have a protuberance or a bump on your outer skin, or a cavity, it makes the airflow trip over it, and it creates excessive heating downstream of that.
So from now on, every time a shuttle goes up, Langley, as an example, the research center, we're on standby for any support.
We are on call, and we actually support each mission with people at JSC and people here at Langley that are kind of standing by. And if they have a damage site that needs to be evaluated, the damage assessment team at Johnson Space Center evaluates it, and then they pass the data on to the aerothermodynamic people, and then they run the models and determine whether the heating is going to be excessive or not. The IR camera actually lives on the space station right now. And so it's not used at all unless it's needed.
It's needed. Okay, so it's there just in case.
But a cool thing about that particular feature is it can be used for things other than what it was developed for.
Oh, really?
Because
cross-platform.
Yeah. If they had say electrical panels that they thought they had excessive current coming out of a particular circuit, they could use that camera to detect that.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, do they generally use that camera? To do that kind of testing, does it always involve an EVA?
If they use it the way it was developed for the reinforced carbon-carbon wing leading edge, yes, they have to use it for EVA. So an astronaut has to physically take it out and image the wing surface.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, just look, no matter if it's Winter X Games, if it's astronaut NASA, everyone needs support crew.
Well, and it's interesting thinking about materials, because I remember at one time we were watching rehearsals out there, and Christy Leskinen, who we interviewed for the show, she came down to the bottom, and I've rented skis before, and they're really solid, and hers were incredibly flexible, which might lend itself to more easy damage or more damage. And, I don't know if you could use something like that there, but I'm sure people are evaluating those kind of things all the time to make sure you can have a better run based on the integrity of the material.
I'm going to tell you another thing, that they also have a very good support group at the infirmary. They can pass you along pretty quickly.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing.
They put you back together.
He's no Humpty Dumpty.
Well, Robbie, I want to thank you for coming back again. I really appreciate explaining to us, just how important it is that we have a support crew here at NASA, not just for the shuttle, but for any mission that we do.
Because obviously we're going to play a role in the future Ares 1, Ares 5, and the Orion.
Exactly.
That's right.
We certainly hope so.
Absolutely. Hey, you're watching NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA.
Hey, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.